Today we're going to learn how to replace a dishwasher. They fairly simple. For the time, the only tools you're going to need is channel locks. I like to have both my channel locks one a little bigger. That way, if the space smaller, I use my smaller one. You want a power reader because you want to be able to read the power. Make sure the power shut off before you do the electrical part. And a knife to cut the basically to cut the new one out the box. That's really all I need that for, but these should be the only tools you need. My bad. And a screwdriver. I like to use my 1101 because it could do 11 things. But first you want to take this bottom cover off. As you can see, it's two screws that hold this cover. Screws in the cover. I mean, this one getting replaced, but we may use it for parts, so you keep everything together. That way you have extra parts. Now, see, under here you got that black and white wire. That power reader will let you know if this is on. Cause my power reader on, it'll light up red if it's power getting to it. See it? So, because power is getting to it, you want to go to the breaker box. Most breaker boxes should have it labeled. It should say dishwasher. If not, we're just going to have to keep cutting them on and off and come back with the power reader to see which one actually cut the power off. So, let's go to the breaker box. All right, got the breaker box. And, all right, this one's labeled. Looking for dishwasher. I'm gonna assume dish. Let's see. There's number 10. Cut that off. Breakers always should say off. So to the right is off. Inside is on. That's how, even if it don't say on and off, usually pushing them in this way, both inside to the middle is on and to the outside is off. Now that we shut that off, let's see did it work. Oh, that one might have been the one. You see it's not lighting up red. See how I go to both black, white. See how I did that beat? Sometimes if you move too fast, see, it'll do that. But as long as you hold, once you holding it on there, see what I'm saying? It's not lighting up red if you hold it. It's just jumping when I switch from one to the other, see? That's just this way showing that it's going to a wire, but. All right, so we know the power is off. Now we can actually do the job. First thing you want to do, see under there, where the wires are feeding into, you can take that cover off. See that little bolt right here? You want to take that bolt off and that'll release this cover, which exposes the wires. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, we got that cover off. Now you see, you got two white wires connected, two black wires. The white is the common, black is the power wire. That copper wire you see around that green screw is your ground. All you do is take them caps off. So we're gonna twist left to separate the wires. All right, got the whites took off. Move that to the side. Now we're gonna take the blacks off. Now what all you do is pull this back through. Now these are our power wires. We have the black and the white wire free, which is gonna allow us to be able to pull this up out of here. Actually, this goes to the dishwasher. This is the yellow one that's holding the black one. This is the other end of the wires. Those are the wires we're gonna attach the new dishwasher to. Same way you take it off. You're just gonna hook the black to black, white to white, and we can actually just, let's get this green wire off. I'm gonna have to unscrew it just a little bit. That's too big. Let's get a different one. If the ground is free, we can pull this back through. Oh, they got one of them little locker things on there. They crazy for that. Why would you put that on there? All right. We're gonna have to loosen those too then. All right, let me pull this out. So on the left side, as you can see that gold, well, that's brass. See that brass gold color, but brass right here. That's the brass elbow that connects the water line to the dishwasher. Want to turn that to go left, that way, left, to loosen it off. And that's where your channel locks come into play. I'm gonna just probably use my Akins, it'll be able to reach in there, grab that line. I'll be able to grab that line like that and go left. But first, before you do that, it's water that feeds through there and it's on a pressure. It's constantly on, and it's on just in case you decide to cut your dishwasher on. So you want to go under your sink, find which one of these water lines feed to the dishwasher. As you can see, that one is going into the wall. So we know that feeds to the dishwasher. This is called a shutoff valve. So you want to turn it whichever way it's already not turned. Like so right now, I can only go right. I can't go no more left. So I know turning it to the right cuts that water supply off. So now I know there's no water feeding to the dishwasher. Because if I was to take that off and not shut that water off first, you're gonna have a mess. Water just gonna start shooting out everywhere. Now you gotta clean up. Now a little water is gonna come off of there once I loosen it because of the water that's already been sitting in there, but not a bunch. That's why I brought that, which is my mini shop vac for whatever little water decides to fall out. So let's go ahead and we're gonna pop this off real quick. Yep, so now I'm just twisting the rest off by hand. All right, that's your water line. You really could just sit that there. Let that sit there, and then we're gonna pull the dishwasher out. Once your water line is off and the power lines, you should be able to pull the dishwasher out. That's the only things you need to hook up or take off or take out a dishwasher. I did forget a step. The last step to taking the dishwasher out, once you get all that detached, you open the door, which will expose these little brackets that basically holds the dishwasher stable so that while it's on or something going on, it doesn't move a lot. And all you need to do is loosen them screws, one on each side, left and the right side. And you really, when you get the new dishwasher, can put these screws in them same holes. That's one screw. And then you want to take the second one. That loosens it from the actual vanity, which is the counter. But now we can pull it out. And I just pulling it out. I just grab the door and you see, shimmy it out. See how it's coming out? So I would like to call, see that hose? This hose right here, it should be installed from high up because that allows for the flow of the water when it's draining to drain properly, and they connect those to the garbage disposal. All you do is take that bracket off and pull it off, and that was the last step to basically freeing your dishwasher. So let's go ahead and get our tool. Now we're gonna loosen this bracket. Be careful because it's still in this hole. Pull the hose out. Get the hose pulled off. I like to keep that bracket so you can tighten the new hose on. So let's just slide that right on off. They even give you the perforated lines at the bottom. You just cut at the bottom. All the way around. just take all this extra crap off, like on the side. That way when I push it in there, I hook this up first just to get it out the way. So let's start sliding this towards this direction. You see how my wiring is still ready to go, and the water line. Actually, we'll shop vac all this up now to get even the little crumbs and stuff out of there. First thing I do with the new one, same way I did with the old one, is pop the cover off so I can see the electrical components and the water line when I cruise inside of there. Oh, my bad. Push it to the side now, as you can see, just like the other one. There's that black and that white wire. And see how the ground is inside of that cover. So we gotta take that cover off just like we did the last one. So let's take that off now. That one little screw that holds it. Install this new one, so that's that black and white wire is exposed. That's what goes to those same electrical components. So what I'm gonna do is reach my hand in here and grab that wire. Feed each of them wires through this hole right here. Actually, let's do this. Put them all together, that way they can feed at the same time. All right, I got all my wires. We know the green wire has to go to this green screw right here. So let's pull the black and white wire out of our way. I always like to do that one first, get it out your way. I just kind of, you don't gotta go too crazy. You can put it in here behind this metal piece somewhere, and then you tighten it on there. You could fold it if you want. That's what I'm gonna do, kind of wrap it around there. Now, I'm gonna tighten that on there, just switching my screw. Those two yellow wire nuts we have. This a little off-white because it's dirty, but you know the color. Match white to white. You want to put them together like this. You don't have to tie them together. Just put them together so when you put them in here, as long as you pushing them both all the way as far as you can go. Let's do that again. And then you just twist to the right to lock them together till you can't twist no more. Don't over twist, just when you get a nice tight feel. You can always check by pulling like that to see if they're connected. I know those are connected. Also, now we're gonna do the black wire. Same way, you put them together. Get your wire cap. As you can see, the inside of that is just a little spring-loaded thing that locks the wires together. Put them together, turn to the right. These are cool on here. That'll let you know if they're locked together. So now our electrical is all hooked up. And when I tell you don't need a cover, you don't. What I like to do, instead of putting that cover back on, I just kind of push them right here. It is not gonna harm them for them to sit here. You can even push them in that hole. That's not gonna affect anything. If you wanna put the cover on, you can link those two back in right here. Close the cover up like this and put your screw back. So I'll do it this time for people who want the covers on, but I'm telling y'all, you do not have to put those covers on. Take that out of there. There it goes. All I'm going to do is get our water line. Let me just feed it over the hose and hook it up to here. You want to make sure that you're hooking it up correctly. I've started the process with my hand, you know, just to get it started. First, we are going to, remember, cut this water line back on. Even though it didn't fully work, we going to the left to open it all the way up so it's fully open to get the full access of water. Boom. So we know the water's back on. Now we want to shut the breaker on to give the dishwasher power. Remember, it was the disposal number 12. Number 12, if you look at it, is to the right. It needs to be to the left, which is facing the inside. Most times it should say it too on here. If you look close, you can see all the on. So if this is going that way to the left, it's on. Off to the right. So I'm gonna flick it back on. This will let us know now if we hook the electrical components up correctly. Boom. So when you see lights, the lights just shut off. Y'all couldn't see it. What I'll do, I have to cut it on anyway to test the water. You always want to make sure before you put the cover back on that you tighten the water line up correctly so it don't leak. So boom, what we gonna do is hit start. We know we hooked the electrical up, right? Because the lights are on. We'll leave it on, let's put it on a heavy cycle because you want as much water to come as possible. Hit start again to cut it on. This will let us know if it's leaking. It always starts off draining. I don't know why, maybe to get whatever extra water is out. Once it feels that there's no water at all, it'll cut the cycle on to start cutting water on. So now we're just waiting. Wait a second. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I hear it here. So we can actually see if it's leaking. All right, now you hear the water shooting in. Now you want to always look right here to see if it's leaking where you hooked up. As we see, it would have started leaking by now. Trust me, if that water pressure shoots in pretty strong, it's a pump that sucks the water in. So we know we hooked the water up correctly. The drain hose is hooked up correctly. Everything is hooked up. Now we can actually put our cover on and we're done. So we're gonna throw this cover back on at the bottom, and that is how you change your dishwasher out. You can look under here to make sure everything's fine. As you can hear, it's on and it's running. You can let it run a whole cycle when you first get it just to make sure everything is fine. But that is how you change your dishwasher out. Don't matter the brand, could always be a new one.